It's been 2 long years since we've all been together in one place, learning and growing together. And now on February 19th through the 22nd, here in Orlando, Florida, we're gonna have an opportunity to see each other once again and grow both personally and professionally. Orlando, Florida is known worldwide for its theme parks, from Disney to Universal, SeaWorld, Gatorland, Legoland. There's a ton of stuff to do and see here. But even beyond that, we've got an emerging food scene and honestly endless things to do. So whether you're doing an escape room on iDrive or you're escaping from Gringotts over in Harry Potter World, whether you're having the world's best cookies at Gideon's or you're having Mickey ice cream on Main Street, you're gonna have an amazing time here in Orlando, Florida. In-person tickets are still available, so make sure you jump online today, and I'll see you soon.
Welcome, everybody.
We will see them all soon.
Very soon.
That's right. Nicole, can you hear us okay? Give us a thumbs up. All right, we have a thumbs up, Mike.
And just a reminder, we now have all the mics working, so if you see these things green, anything you say and do can be heard out in the interworld.
So don't talk crap about Mike.
That's right. Everybody talks crap about it. That's okay.
I'm just kidding.
No, that's the only one that is.
But just so everybody's aware, it is now live everywhere, so anything you're saying does get picked up pretty well. So don't talk about secret negotiations or anything like that.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Okay.
So what's going on this week?
We've got a family reunion, and as you can tell, Mike and I are decked out.
Oh my God.
We've got.
Because there's stuff you need to take with you.
That's right. And you had this cool video, but it's
Yep.
not allowing me to get out. Hold on one second, right here. Boom, boom. And now, did you film this?
Yeah,
You did. You
This
did
was-
this.
this shows how many people are waiting to get in Dallas 2 years ago. This was the line to get in.
There I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
super cool.
we're gonna give you some hints on what to do. Number one, you gotta have comfortable shoes on because you're walking a lot every day.
Yeah. And so you'll notice people will be in straight up suits and wearing like running shoes.
On the first day, the second day less suit, then the third day maybe a
And then
t-shirt.
by the time everybody at the end, it's all just cozy. Everybody's just cozy. So unless you're a panelist and you want to look your best or whatever. Oh, yeah. See, there's Mike's. See,
Yeah.
I'm not alone.
So this year, there's gonna be 3 different colors of these because of this, there's a lot of COVID regulations that are in place for legal reasons. So opinions, we all have them, but that's what they're doing. So if you have a red one on, that means I'm cautious.
Stay back.
away from me.
Stay back.
If you have a yellow, it means
Hey, I might be willing to do a fist bump.
I'm
and like,
confused. I
"Hi,
don't
good
know
to
if
see-
I'm cautious
Good
or
to see
not.
you. Good to see you.
And a green one means I'm all in.
Yay! Okay.
So you're gonna see these. So be careful. That's what those mean.
I
These are
wonder
cool.
what color you guys are.
That's
If you have
right.
purple, that means you're at the wrong meeting.
Uh,
So you don't have to carry a wallet. Look, you can put all your stuff right in here. And then you're good to go.
Yeah, bring lots of cards. In fact, he's gonna go through kind of what
Yep.
to bring in his cool pack. Do you want to
Okay.
do that now or you want to do that
Yes,
later?
so first, to get on the plane and
Oh, no.
to get into the place,
Oh,
you gotta
no.
have masks, okay? If you wanna be really safe, wear 2 masks.
Oh, God.
I would bring 2 because they get sweaty after a while, but you do need it on the plane and to get in there. You need vaccination card or a picture of it or a test within the last 72 hours. So make sure you have that. Your phone's gonna die. Bring a phone charger. Have this with you.
It's very true. There will be lots of charging stations all over the place, but a lot of times people set up as their workstation and work from those locations.
Because there's gonna be 12,000 people there.
Yes, and that's
Okay.
actually a low number. Typically,
Yeah,
it's
better
between
make
30,
it.
30,000.
Yeah, so it's important to hydrate. I like to bring 2 choices. Mountain Dew Zero
Oh, gosh.
and Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh,
So,
my gosh.
Bring your
You
hydration.
guys,
I'm with you.
Yes,
don't do that.
you're gonna be hungry, bring some snacks, flaming hot, because family reunion is gonna be on fire.
Ooh, I like it.
And
Super healthy.
this, because everything's better with bacon.
Is that bacon?
Yes, bacon jerky.
Oh, my gosh.
I got it from Baker Valley.
That is ridiculous.
Okay, you're going to take notes. Either bring a tablet or if you're a binder person, bring something to make notes. And then on Inspiration Morning, it's a very important day. It's gonna be a little teary. So bring Kleenexes.
Oh, my gosh, don't do that
You
one.
probably don't need this big
They
one.
actually have a little cool thing for you to go into.
Yeah, and you got sleeves, so that'll work.
Oh.
And the most important thing you need to bring.
Is that a clown car? He just keeps pulling stuff out.
You need to take this with you as you go and bring it back. You need to decide what is the one thing you want to learn while you're there. Like the connection there.
Oh, hey,
So-
actually, that was really good.
Yeah,
Mike.
so you've got to figure out what you're wanting to learn from family reunion and have a goal. Also have a secondary goal, but have two things in mind you want to learn while you're there. That's all my crap.
Yes, I would agree. The one thing is a really good point, and we mentioned it actually on a team meeting previous that when my coaches always told me, okay, what's your focus? They needed me to actually display to them what my focus was going that time. And so you really, because there in the previous years, there used to be like literally, I don't even, how many breakout sessions were there in the years past? Like
I think-
40,
Yeah.
maybe 50. And there was a huge list and you'd go through each one, you'd find out who was teaching it. And you'd literally like, okay, this one's about lead generation. Okay, this one's about hiring an ISA. Okay, this one's about, I don't know, listing like a boss. Like that's one that I used to teach. They're super cool breakouts that you basically have focus for.
So if you want to get through the lines quicker, like that big long line I showed you, they have plastic bags, or they did before, that they'll hand out. These get you through security faster. Okay, so just be aware. Actually, we were making fun with how much stuff. The lighter you carry, the easier you're going to get through places.
That's true, that's true. And I mean, if you're, these are, well, this one's a mastery or, oh no, this is my own Northern California one.
Yep.
But they sell some backpacks there too. And there's tons of stuff in the vendor booths. So in case you forget
Oh.
something, you will be able to buy a lot.
And those of you going to the Epcot event, make sure you bring your magic band. And if you don't know what this is, don't worry, you don't need it. But those of you that aren't,
This is called a dork band.
no.
Yeah.
This is it. Okay, so those of you Disney people, here's the trick I learned the other day. You can set your magic band where when I touch my phone to it,
Oh, no.
the Disney app opens, so I can check ride times, photo things, everything. Oops,
Oh, it didn't do it.
I killed it.
Uh,
Ready?
For real? It did it.
Wow.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Okay, I can take these off now.
that's right.
All right, cool.
Okay, so,
Mission moment.
but before we do that,
Oh,
if you aren't going to family reunion, we're gonna do so much to make you wish you would have been there that you will go next year. So we want you to realize how big a thing this is. It's not just the learning, it's the fun, it's the bonding. We're gonna have all kinds of cool stuff. And it's still not too late. It might cost a little bit more, but we can still get you on it.
Well, and I don't know if you guys know this, but if you've read the MREA, you know that in the book, in the economic model, it actually talks about a certain allocated number of dollars associated or catered towards learning and investing in yourself, right? And so I think family reunion is like the necessity.
Budget for it for next year.
Yeah.
Put away.
Because not everybody can handle mega camp, Mike,
Yeah.
but everybody will get
Well,
a
and they
ton
changed
from
Mega
family
Camp. It's a
reunion.
whole different approach.
It is a different approach.
So this is a big thing I want you to think about each year. Plus it's getting away to somewhere nice in the middle of February.
That's right.
Mission
Mission
moment.
moment. We had a spotlight last week.
Yes.
She didn't even know she won.
That's right.
And that was Sarah Winfield. Oh, that was so cool. And so sadly, she didn't know until you called her to
That's
ask her
right.
who she
But
nominates.
she was still-
She was the culture winner last week. She's awesome as usual, but she nominated.
Tyrus Townsend. Here's what she said about Tyrus. Several weeks back, he was so helpful to me when I was out of town and had buyer's needing to see a property. So it's amazing how much we help each other out all the time.
Super cool.
Yeah, so congratulations,
Tyrus
Tyrus.
is awesome if you don't know him yet. Very, very cool. And boom, it is the 15th. The arrow is pointing to the correct day.
Yes,
And when do you leave, Mike, for family reunion?
I leave on Friday.
Friday, so do I. Are we on the same
A
flight?
lot of people are on the same flight.
Yeah.
We've got the info that went out yesterday. There's more coming. But just realize there will be a lot of some leadership in and out next week.
So if you need anything from Rachel, today's the day.
Yeah, she's gonna go down early because she's a MAPS coach now.
That's right.
Yeah.
She
so
has
she's
to go
got
down
good extra
early
stuff.
and get set up and help organize. And we've got elementals happening this week still. right?
Elementals is actually at 12. It's not at 10.
Like, you
Oh.
notice we're not holding microphones.
Okay,
This is
so
freeing.
elementals is now at 12, not
It's
10.
at 12 on Tuesday and Thursday this week.
Tuesday, Thursday, elementals will be at 12. Take
Because we
note.
won't be done with this by 10 today, sadly. There's a lot of
Oh
stuff.
my God, there is a lot of stuff.
Yep, so elementals goes through this week. Next week, can you hit the next slide?
Yes, I
Family
can.
reunion runs till Tuesday, so there's no team meeting next week.
That's right.
But Nicole, can you share what we're doing on Inspirational Morning?
Just did. So we are going to actually have a breakfast down in the training center, and we are going to live stream Inspirational Morning. Inspirational Morning is amazing. It will bring you to tears. It will elevate your life. So I highly recommend joining us if you're not going to family reunion. Breakfast will be sponsored by USA Mortgage. I just posted in the chat box to RSVP through the Facebook event that was just posted as well. So please do, so we know how much breakfast to order and how many are going to be in attendance.
Very cool.
That is so cool. I don't really know what's going on,
Yes.
but
So
we know.
So last Inspirational Morning, it was a whole story of there's a lot of different segments to it, but the big focus was a person who's gone to some other country, started a school for children that have nowhere to live, and they're going through the whole thing, and she's a graduate of Evangel. So there was a local connection, but then they had everybody pull out their phone, they had a link to donate to that thing, and they funded a way to change that world, or that country.
Yeah, it is so powerful too.
So you want to be here next Tuesday, even if you're not in Orlando, it's going to be worth it.
Very, very cool. Ignite, like we just mentioned,
Yep.
12 o'clock. Career visioning happening. Probably one of the most powerful classes that exists within the KW ecosystem through KWU. We have March 8th and 9th. That is a 2-day event. It is all day. It's very powerful, and you got the address there. And in case you wanted to just like point and click,
There you go.
there's your QR code, which I heard the coolest commercial. Yes, sir.
Say that Sam and I are going up the morning of, so if anyone wants to carpool, holler.
I love it.
Awesome. Carpool to, and could you guys hear him okay, Nicole? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so great.
Tell them what's important about career visioning.
This will be the third time we've done it. I mean, it teaches you how to hire, right? We follow the KPA process. It's what's enabled us to find high talent. And it's been super powerful for our team and for our business.
Wouldn't you agree that it also teaches you how to be a better leader for talent that you would hire?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think the people that tend to be in that room are leaders because they're going through the same processes and the same problems that you are. So it's a really great place to be.
So cool.
I
Love that.
recommend it, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna admit, there we go.
Switching cameras.
Okay, so get recognized. Awards night.
Okay, so March 12th is our awards night for Keller Williams. And you'll see the thing, actually, we'll wait on that till we come to the other slide. So I think there's gonna be a link coming up to register for that because we need to know how many people are gonna be there.
That's
It
right.
is not this Friday.
No,
No.
we will be on a
Some people's
plane.
Yes.
Not snakes on a plane. We'll be on a plane. Okay, so the last week's numbers. This is interesting.
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about this
Okay,
real quick?
yeah, so this number, actually that number right there, 362 new listings in SOMO Monday was up 70 from last week. But what's crazy, we only gained 6 active listings in total count. So technically, 70 houses came on the market and 64 of them had offers within the week.
Well, not just had offers, but went into contract.
True, that's what I meant, yeah, sorry. And compared to last year, we're up from where we were, which is interesting because we've heard there's gonna be more of a shortage.
Yeah, so, but that 185 closed is way down because of what was happening last
But
week.
that's cycles too,
Yep.
so that's, that's depending on the part of the year.
Outlying areas looking much better than it was earlier, 46, 41, 27, and then the 25 new, that's been staying pretty consistent.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because it doesn't change a whole lot there.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't call people you aren't supposed to.
so remember, he's just throwing this slide in random places. You never know when it's gonna smack you. But, so don't call people that don't want to be called.
Don't
How
get
about that?
sued, don't get litigation
Let's
against
not,
you. It's
let's
not
not
fun.
have that happen. That would be great.
Okay, active listings, we went up a whopping 6. So we had 70 more listings and the ones available only went up 6. Now, next week I'm excited because that's where we started tracking active listings last year. So we can have a comparison to last year going on.
Well, and I noticed this too, Mike. Look, if you guys can see these numbers right here and you just chunk those right there, do you see that? Look at this. 648, 610, 586, 562, 568, 643, 611, 573, 577, 534. It's basically, you just took that and placed it right there.
So it's like we're hitting spring market already
That's right.
and who knows what's gonna happen.
Doesn't it feel like that? It feels like spring market right now. Crazy. Okay. Oh yeah, book club this morning. We're going through the shift. We're about halfway through because
Cool.
it's halfway through the month. How about that? And man, there's some good ahas in there. And if you guys have not read that book, I think you're missing out big time. Okay, and
Okay,
oh,
this is the GSBR Awards Banquet, which
the
is
tickets became available yesterday.
March 25th. The tickets went for sale yesterday. There were
5.
there were over 400 tickets sold yesterday.
Out of the 500 and something that
Yeah.
were available.
They're gonna sell fast. If you and or your team are wanting to get them, you gotta log into the portal. I think if you wanna buy a table for your team, you can just email support@GSBOR. But they're going fast and you want to be at that because it's gonna be a huge event.
So cool.
Yep,
All right, YPN, except for the fact that it's not young.
it's all people. It could be old people network can join too.
Oh my
Anyone
gosh.
can be there.
I think it should be NPN, New Professionals Network.
Well, they just want anybody to be there, right, Paulina?
Yes, and it's gonna be at the Frisco this Thursday at 10:30.
This Thursday, 10:30 at the Frisco.
Not at the board, at the Frisco,
That's right. Perfect.
just off of 65 and Chestnut.
Okay, and we need to take this into consideration,
Okay.
especially for Red Day coming up.
This is something, so the board is trying to make itself more visible to the public. So anytime that something's going on, especially if we're doing or public service, email pictures or videos to social@GSBOR and they will put it out. So this is a way to tell our story and show what we do for people. So if you're involved in something, or if you're doing a client event, or if you're picking up trash because you're doing a side of the road thing, send that to social. They want to start pushing that out everywhere.
It's super cool. Not every brokerage has our culture like this.
That's
And so
correct.
if we are able to show that we have this, a lot of times there are agents that will literally not get what they're getting
Mhm.
and could have that with us. So there you go. Perfect. GSBR calendar, you all get this sent to you. Take that into consideration. We have great companies that work with
We
us.
do.
And we've got some of them here. We've got obviously USA Mortgage, Sarah's here.
Let's bring
Sarah,
her up
do
first.
you want to come
Or
up?
do you want to talk from there?
Oh,
since
yeah,
the
you
microphone-
can talk.
Cole and Denton are also here.
Oh, we got the whole game.
Oh, sweet. What's up, guys? Yeah, do you want to talk? Oh, he's gonna come up. He's gonna come up. Now you can talk on the way because they can hear.
Oh,
you.
that's true.
I was just gonna talk a little bit about, I know you were talking about the listings, active listings, and how you only had 6, right?
Yep.
That are available. So would you say there's a lot of competitive offers?
Very much so.
Okay,
Okay,
so
did you remember what I told
I-
everybody about how much it went over where I'm from?
I didn't hear
It
that.
went $500,000 over asking.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we have what's called a $5,000 guaranteed pre-approval. Has Casey talked about this?
I don't think so.
Okay, so do you guys know the difference between a pre-qualification letter and a pre-approval letter?
Yes.
So we offer a pre-approval
For the
that,
people who don't, tell what it is.
so pre-approval has gone through underwriting. So,
Your numbers have been put in, you're actually official. They've checked that what the person told you is actually the truth.
correct.
Okay.
So if you're the listing agent
Yes.
and you have a pre-approval letter that says it's a $5,000 guarantee.
Yep.
Versus a pre-qualification letter, which one are you gonna take?
I'm gonna take the sure thing.
Yeah.
So what's the guarantee mean?
If it falls through for any reason, then the seller gets $5,000 from our company. So
That's pretty good.
So that's like a
That
place of
is-
earnest money.
that is basically if there's, like, he doesn't lose his job.
Right.
Or
Some extraneous
buy a
circumstance.
car before, yeah.
Or a boat. I don't know who I was talking to this morning about that, where literally, oh, yeah, so Ricky,
Yeah.
417, we were talking at the book club this morning, and I had a client go out and buy a boat in the process of buying a house and just
Right.
killed the deal.
Yeah.
So, okay, so $5,000 if
Yeah.
you guys don't perform.
So it's not stupidity proof, but it is.
Right,
verified
so
that
it
they-
basically says that we've, went over their income, it's gone through underwriting, we verified they are working. That we verified their funds, so
That's cool.
that's basically it. Denton, he's new.
Denton,
Stand up so everybody can see you.
nice to meet
He,
you.
yeah, so he's new with us. He'll be in this office some, so if you guys want to, when you see him around, just say hi to him. He's been in,
Way to begin to the interworlds.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't see him because it's cut down.
Oh, your head's chopped off, never mind.
he's been in insurance for how long before this?
I was in insurance for about 4 years.
So he's, familiar with the market, familiar with real estate and lending, so he's gonna do a great job with us.
Sweet. Thanks for
All
coming
right,
up.
yep. If you guys
Appreciate
have
it.
any more questions about that guarantee?
Come on up onward. Do we have HSA on the line? We do not. Jess here. Jess, yeah, we have several from our second set of them.
Perfect.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hey, what's cool? Tell us something great.
Well, if you don't know us, I'm Tori Hunt, and this is the new lead singer of Members Only.
Yes.
But we're with Onward Agent Services, so we offer transaction coordination, marketing, database management, and we are open for suggestions. So if you guys have a pain point in your business or something that is, time sucking or something you just simply don't want to do, please come talk to me. I want to hear about it, see if there's anything we can do to help. But it is Tuesday, so Chelsea has our Tip Tuesday for you guys.
Yes. Shout out to Nicole for this week's tip. This week's tip is about sign requirements. We actually get this question a lot. So there's only 2 things that are actually required. The Keller Williams Greater Springfield logo, and then the verbiage, each office is independently owned and operated. That's all you need technically. You don't need the address of the office, and you only need the office phone number if you also put your number on there. So there you go.
If I may, is there also a requirement for the size of the logo for KW Springfield? I believe, if I remember correctly, well, at least from where I'm from, it has to be the size of the text needs to be the same size at least of the smallest text of anything else. So that's just.
I think it's just quote unquote legible.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. I was gonna
got
say.
it. Cool, that's nice.
There you go.
It's pretty easy.
Oh,
Make some fancy
appreciate it.
signs.
And to go off of what she said, if you can think of anything else that they could be doing, I love that ask. That's a great question. But Gary Keller in the book, Gary Keller, the MREA, the Red Book says there's 197 things that a realtor shouldn't be doing. So maybe we should just look through that list.
Next week, they're gonna start showing
Do it.
stupid buyers' houses 2 hours away for you.
You can ask.
Not pre-approved buyers, right?
You can ask anything.
That's.
Okay, we have other vendors in here too.
Yes.
Raise your hand real quick, say who you are.
Jess Bowman Insurance Group. We've been a KW partner for a long time, and we're just here to help you guys and your clients with any insurance needs. We know that time is of the essence, and we never keep anyone waiting. And we're independent, so we have a lot of options.
Fantastic.
Back behind you.
Come on up, guys.
Did I see another group? I see Ricky.
Jonathan with 417 Reiki. We have super access, so you guys don't even have to leave your office if you need us.
Oh, that's super cool. Love that. All right, Jim, Don, come on up.
Anybody online? And they don't.
Yeah, Cam with Goosehead Insurance.
Yay?
Yay, perfect.
Got independent insurance broker that can shop your market the fastest in town, 2 minutes, quote.gooseheadcam.com. And exciting news that we're such a big company that I'm a franchise owner. I'm getting two more carriers new to Missouri that have been fantastic with the rates in other parts of the US. And I'm going to be one of the first ones to have it. So Cam at goosehead.com.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Anybody else online?
Adam's on there.
Hey, Adam McGrath, Liberty Mutual Insurance. And anytime we get to quote your client's insurance, it means the world to us. So thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
And what I recommend those of you here in the room, make sure you talk with these people afterwards. That's why they're here, to sort of learn and get to know you and let you know what they can help you with.
Perfect.
And there's a lot that happened yesterday at the directors meeting, isn't there?
There was. They actually gave us some information yesterday.
Yay.
VR meeting was pretty interesting. One of the first things I want to talk about is advertising. It's been brought to our attention a number of times that people are advertising other companies' listings. Okay, which I thought was fine, because if you want to advertise anything that I ever list, have at it, buddy. You can, if you can bring a buyer, I'm all with you. But it seems to be a problem other places. I'm not sure why. From this point forward, probably from the past too, you're going to have the brokerage's permission to advertise other companies' listings. Now, what we're going to do, we talked about doing, we'll just put a letter out and send it to everybody and say, you have our permission to, share your listings with anybody.
So if somebody calls you, you don't have to track us down. You can
And
just.
get a written permission. We'll give you a blanket approval for that. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, in our market now, everybody's trying to, catch a double side if they can. But I've been around long enough that listings had birthdays. You want to have people try to advertise or market your listings. So if you had 2,000 listings out there or 2,000 agents, you want everybody to know about your listing. So we'll give you blanket approval. We'll put it in writing. And so if it ever gets questioned, we don't know about the other brokerages. Oh, before you snatch somebody's listing, even if it's an IDX listing, you probably need to ask that agent if they have approval from their broker for you to share that. Okay, because it's a great way to generate buyer leads, right?
And the goal there is to not allow for the client to think that it's your listing, right? That's kind of the essence of it, is that you don't want to misrepresent someone else's listing like it's your listing.
Yeah, it's a goal. I'm skeptical of all that. I'm cynical when anything comes from the board. Because, to me, I was just like, oh, so we don't want to sell other people's listings now, we just, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But that's just me. I'm old and it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care who advertises my listings as long as they advertise them. I don't care if you put your name across the top of it. It's be fine with me. Yes.
So the permission has to come from the broker or the listing agent? Like if I text the listing agent and say, can I post this listing, does that?
All those listings are technically that broker's.
The broker has to give you.
So you can call that agent, but they've got to get permission from their broker in writing to you to do that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Inviting, huh?
That's what it says.
That's what they told us.
What about if the agent say, I don't want them to?
Then you can't do it.
But who would say that?
A lot of people.
Really?
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, remember,
Are you kidding?
We're talking about this.
you've never been anywhere else other than KW. We're very open about that. A lot of brokerages are not.
Yeah,
They do
don't want
not
you.
want you to touch their stuff.
Small brokerage is still using the old contract from 5 years ago. So, to think that they're going to allow you to market their listings without permission won't happen. You might get away with it if they don't see it, but if they see it, be prepared. You could be fined, all kinds of nonsense.
Well, and Guy asked, does this include sharing an IDX link that identifies the listing broker? Example, 4-bedroom houses in Glendale Schools currently active. That was a gray area yesterday. I think right now, err on the side of caution and ask for the permission. So there was some argument that you could do the IDX, but I think it got all garbled. So I think truly get the permission.
I'm with Don
So we can take people to the house,
and show it to them.
but you can't
And
post on
show it to
Facebook.
everybody else. That was kind of my point too. It's like, okay, that doesn't make any
Makes a
sense,
lot of
but it's
sense.
all right. That was just one of the items.
If anybody is currently using Transaction Desk as your paperwork portal,
I'm the bad guy.
it's going away in December. And they've got the new Form Simplex or Form Simple or whatever it's called that is up right now. Those will run side by side. And from now until March the 2nd, if you are using Transaction Desk and have specific forms in there that you want to make sure that you have in Form Simple, you need to get those to the board because there is a free upload between now and the 2nd. After that, you're not going to be able to get those forms on there without some sort of cost. So if you're using Transaction Desk, talk to Mike Brown.
That's right. You know why I use it? Because I don't have to do that many contracts because I have 2 amazing Kellys that do it all for me.
Shout out to the Kellys.
One of the other things they discussed yesterday, and they gave us actually a printout, which is kind of scary, on the number of fines last year. I think the total was
$28,000.
$28,000 in fines. And what do you think is the most common violation?
Lead-based paint.
Lead-based paint is second. What's the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, change status.
The change of status thing is big, and they collected how much? $14,800 for people not closing their listings. Now, again, my opinion, it doesn't harm anybody. You can leave it out there for a month. An agent's going to call and say, did this close? Okay, it's closed, but it really doesn't harm the public to have a pending listing because guess what? They don't see it.
Yeah.
It's just the board. But for some reason, this is a terrible violation. Don't do it.
Okay.
All right?
So is that, just asking for a friend, is that 4 days now or 2?
Well, it's funny that you asked because today Nicole will be putting up this brand new form that we got that's apparently not even on GSPR yet that indicates how you can get fined every single way and what the ramifications are and what the penalties are. So this will be out public today. On our side, it's not up to date on the board yet, but we'll have that out just so you guys can see exactly what it is.
Okay, so your first violation is $100 fine, but they waive it. Okay? But it still counts as a violation. So that's violation number 1. Violation number 2, $250.
Really?
Violation number 3, $500. They contact the broker. The broker has to write a letter saying how that you are going to correct this, how we're dealing with this as a company. If we don't write a letter,
Then we get fined.
Yeah, what, same violation?
It's got to be the same violation, yes.
He's on the board. That's why he's got this. Go ahead.
Well, aren't you glad we have brokers here instead of having a broker some 4 hours away to help us with this stuff?
You didn't know I was going there with it, did you? The point is, I mean, really, you can avoid these violations pretty simply. Now, obviously, the second most common one was lead-based paint. And I'm guilty of this. I mean, I've had this happen to me. You know, you just need to load your disclosures up when you load up your listing. I mean, you can't wait because it's not even 1 day on the lead-based paint. It's automatic,
As soon as
it's
it's
fine.
active, yep.
So that'll lead the pack next year probably. The other thing is if you don't load up your seller's disclosures, you realize, right? If you look at the section on the contract, if you don't load the seller's disclosures, then the seller has, or the buyer has 3 days to review it once you get it to them. And then if they don't like it, guess what? Terminate the contract
Get out of jail free
without
card.
penalty. So it's one of those, you know, buyer's remorse clauses. So you put your seller's disclosures up, even if they don't say anything, and make sure they sign by everybody. Go ahead.
And also a new coming soon addendum will be up today that they gave us a new one to use, and as well as the actual rules behind that will be up. So
And the coming soon, who's used it or is going to use it?
I've used.
Yeah, you know what? It's hard because it's coming soon, no showings. Now, that means no showings for you too.
That's right.
And what we've had the problem is an agent puts up there coming soon, can't have any showings, and then they go out and sell it, show it to somebody else and sell it. To me, that's a real problem. I just don't think that's fair and equitable, which is the first one in the code of ethics, right? You should be fair and honest to all parties in the transaction. Well, you're not being fair and honest if you do that. If you're the only one gets to show it, that's a bad deal. And Dom would be really angry.
well, and the other thing that they have also said on the coming soon, no showings, is now there's a hard date. So if you say that we're gonna list this property as of March 1st, you can't come in this weekend and say, no, we're gonna go ahead and take it off. We're gonna list it this weekend. It's March 1st. You can't change whatever that date is, because they were having a lot of that too, that, hey, we're gonna put it on March 1st. Oh, wait, Blake, you said you've got a guy that wants to show it. I tell you what, I'll take it off of coming soon and we'll make it active tomorrow so you can show it and get your guy in.
My man.
Can't do that anymore, so.
My man, he's there.
Anything else?
Yeah, we had 28 agents as of yesterday at noon or so who had not renewed with the board. Now, you're probably not out there in the crowd. You may be online. It's ridiculous. It's just, I mean, I don't have any excuse. Come see me, I'll loan you the money, but don't do it. But if you're not going to renew as of February 28th, then you, now to renew, you owe the board $503 plus $350. And then you have to go back to new member orientation. Now, does that make any sense? So worst case scenario, what you should do is transfer into the referral company if the MLS fees that are getting you down and you still don't lose your license per se. You wouldn't lose it with the MREC anyway, but you'd have to start back over if you're going to join the MLS.
Yep.
Bad idea, just a bad idea. After all that work and how difficult the test was, you know, it took you 7 times to pass it, for God's sake.
Oh,
Get through it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've got a list, so if you're on that list, you'll be hearing from me in the next day, so. All right.
I think that's it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Everybody online, thank you guys a lot. We do have great brokers.
You all don't realize how fortunate we are. We love our 2 brokers and what they do for us.
So great.
Nobody, so those of you here, and I think there's 40 online, are getting info that some people will not get for 2 months.
That's right.
So again, thank you so much.
Yes, so good. And we did a know before you go recording
Yeah,
yesterday.
a couple other family reunion things. So if you weren't on the video yesterday or the Zoom call, we're gonna post that so you'll know kind of the hints of what to do for family reunion.
Super cool.
We kind of think that's important, don't we?
Just a tad, just a tad.
And Nicole said she'll let people in that are on that.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so there are 5 tracks for family reunion this year, and it'll make sense on the form that Rachel received from another market center. It'll help you get a system on what to go to. And if you get in one, you don't like it, you can jump to another one. So just realize all that's coming
You
out.
could be sitting there thinking, I'm not going, why are they continuing to go through all this stuff? Guess what? You could be there digitally, right? If you're not gonna spend the dollars to travel there, the hotel, for the ticket, for the food while you're there, all those things, you could still go virtually, right? So these are things you can still
Correct.
go through these tracks, but from here. So kind of a cool thing. COVID
We talked
protocols.
through these, the
we
things
talked
you need
that.
for there.
All right, language of real estate.
Okay, so Rachel's gonna try and join us. I think she's still on a Zoom call.
She might still very well be,
Okay,
but
so-
we can cover it.
The language of real estate is the numbers of what's going on. We kind of put a teaser out yesterday. This is info you can use when talking to buyers, sellers, et cetera.
And the
So
lore, the language of real estate, the first one we're gonna cover right now is actually our market center numbers. And so this just shows you, and then Adam's covering it
Adam's
right
face is
here.
right up there.
And so closed units, and there, you'll notice that both of these numbers are the same on these month over month versus the year over year. And the year over year and the month over month, because it was January, so literally it's the beginning.
yeah.
Yep. So, Mike, you wanna take it down this one?
Yeah, basically, so closed units, we were down 13% compared to last January.
So that's important. I mean, last January, things were different year, beginning of last year, we are down technically because of low inventory.
But closed volume is up 5%.
Huge swing.
So we're selling less homes, still more volumes coming in.
Perfect.
Listings taken was down 15%, but the volume of them, the price was up 6%.
Yeah, our average sales price as an office is quite a bit more than the average of the market area. So, I mean, it's a blessing to be able to say that when you're talking to a seller and you say, actually, our average sales price as an office is 250,000 almost, while the average of the market area is like 208.
And
So
you'll-
it's a big difference.
You'll see the trend here. Listings sold was down 6.8%, the number of listings, but the volume was up 13%.
Huge.
And then contracts written down 7%. Contracts written volume up 34%.
Which is gigantic, and that's a windshield number. That's a front loaded number, right? So that is kind of where we're headed into, which is exciting to go into spring with that being written.
So gross commission income is the amount of commission paid to agents. With all these craziness things, we're up 0.6%. So the sum up I got from this is there are less listings to be had, less buyers to be had, but there's making more money off of it.
That's right.
So
The potency of sales is going up, if that
Correct.
makes sense. All right? Yeah, perfect. All right, and then how you wanted to see your own numbers, because remember, everything's tracked for you. That's one of the great things about our office is that you've got your MyKW, you log in, you go to your reports, it's a little button below your picture or your little profile, and then you go to your associate once the reports pop up, and then you go to your multi-year trends.
So-
And that is how you get those exact numbers for yourself.
Yep, so you can see exactly where you are. That same thing we just looked through on the company, you can see for yourself.
All right, Rachel put this together. This
This
is
is
super
awesome.
cool. Do you want to talk about this?
So yeah, here's some key numbers from the month. Profit share was $24,728. So
For the
during-
year?
for
No,
Jan-
for
Well,
January.
for the year to date.
I know, that's true.
So for January, that's how much profit was shared back to agents. We had 12 new agents for the month. We had 337 closed units. And remember, that was down, what we say, 6% or the 13%? 3.4. Contracts written, 380. Listings taken, 207. That's the one that matters for next month because we know those are probably gonna be closed by then. Here are our people that joined. Crystal Branding, and we apologize for to get names wrong. Seth Dale, Linda Thomas, Michelle Omar, Emily Luttrell, I don't know which way, Chase Fint, Jordan Milford, Noel Collins, David Caldwell, saw him somewhere.
He's in here, yep.
Channing Bird, Dana Stolzatz, and Christina Coakley, she was been here, but now has her license. Anybody else in here that we missed? That's actually here today, that's one of those people.
Yeah, let's give a round of applause. Yeah, we're killing it. We're killing it. And the absorption rate.
Okay.
I love that you put these on
Okay.
here because I'm super passionate about these. Are we ready?
So this first slide, the absorption rate means if with the current number of listings we have and the rate we're selling them, if no more listings came on,
Today.
we will run
Stopped.
out of houses in 1.2 months.
So literally 1.2 months from today, if no more homes came on the market based on the rate at which homes are going into contract and selling, they would all be gone within 1.2 months.
Now, that's assuming that every house was the same and the same price. So that's really, it's a way to look at numbers. Balanced market is technically right around 6 months where it's balanced between buyers and sellers.
Right.
So we've been under 1 month or near that. And this is all MLS.
So I just put up the second one.
Here's Greene County. We are down to 0.6 month
So
inventory,
less than 1 month.
15 days. And why do we do this? This is info you can share with your sellers.
That's
You can
right.
Say, here's why.
This is evidence to go to them and say, this is one of the greatest times ever for all the eyes in the market. You get your home on the market, all the eyes are going to be looking at you. Does that make sense?
Here's Christian County, Strange Loop, and then it's right back and it's sort of balancing at 0.6 months. So 43 weeks.
Yeah. What you're seeing with that arc That's the arc of the year. This is the arc of the timing of the year. You can see the months down at the bottom. If we went back further in time, we would continue to see the arc. It would just be higher. It would be more months worth of inventory. But this has been pretty consistent since I've been here.
And then we also threw Webster on, because those are our three main counties that, through the NAR system, that we're supposed to be focused on.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit higher. It is, actually, it's not anymore. I think that's 0.9 months. So Webster County, there's a few more opportunities there.
Oh my gosh. The more jagged, the less amount of inventory. So you see bigger counties have a much bigger, softer arc versus lower inventory can jump around quite a bit more, if you'll notice that. Perfect. Now we start getting into some cool stuff.
As of yesterday, active listings county by county. This is residential. This is not count commercial, lots, lands. This is just homes. Greene County, 219 listings yesterday. Christian, 60. Webster, 29. Taney, which has been flooded with condos lately. Everybody's trying to sell their condos and their vacation homes.
And this is as of like 5:30 yesterday. We were here later and we wanted to make sure these were accurate as of yesterday evening. So these are pretty dang accurate.
157, Stone, 105, Polk, 48. If there's others I need to add for next month, let me know, but I just sort of picked the counties that were around us.
Yeah, and that low inventory for here is shocking, I know. And yet this is what I'm used to. So when I look at these numbers, this looks like almost identical to my normal market where I'm from too.
Okay, so
But,
here's
oh,
the crazy one.
This is just nuts.
Number of active listings in each city. Springfield, 138. A town of 175,000 people, there's 138 houses for sale. Nixa, 28. Ozark, 7. What's crazy, when I ran this report yesterday morning, Ozark was at 10. And it dropped 7, it dropped 3 more during the day. Republic, 40. There's a lot of new growth in construction there. Willard, 5. So if you have somebody whose thing is selling their house in Willard, tell them you're competing with 5 houses.
Well, and what are the chances that all 7 of those might even be similar, right? I mean, those are very different homes.
Maybe the next slide can tell that. I forget that.
How about that?
Rogersville, 14. Stratford, 8. Marshfield, 12. And you can pull this at any time. You just do a quick search on Flex and just punch in a city name. So if you live in a different city, you can pull this and see what's going on there.
These trends are so valuable, you guys. And wait, now, did you say that Springfield has 130 what?
138.
What's the population?
175. Well, technically during the signs say we're a population of 150,000 at night, but during the day with commuters coming in, we're around 250,000.
Interesting.
Another interesting stat, within a 60-mile radius, we have 1 million people.
That's right.
And this many houses for sale with 1 million people.
I
in
remember
60
when we
miles.
first looked at those when I first got here. That was just crazy. 1 million people in a 60-mile radius around Springfield. So cool. And so that means like, less than a 1 home per 1,000.
Right.
It's fascinating numbers. Okay, wait, here we go.
Okay, so then I broke it down by dollars.
Yes.
So this is
Residential, all MLS.
This is all MLS.
So there are literally only 220 homes in all of the MLS that are less than 100,000. There are 264 homes that are between 100 and 200,000. There are 262 homes that are between 2 and 3. 179 between 300 and 400. 92. Now this is important. You got big numbers here, starts to dwindle, and then it gets big again, and then it goes down again. This market, and we were talking about this yesterday, I can almost guarantee you that this market, the 500 to 750, hasn't really changed much in what you can buy in that realm, and the quality of those homes has remained probably pretty similar for during the pandemic. Probably has not even seen close to the increase in price as this zone. The 200 to 300, what you could get when I was here, first moved here, was 160,000 average sales price of a market. That same home of 160 is now worth 250 almost. Would you guys agree with that? Yeah. So the amount of increase of like a 50 to 60% increase in this zone, that has not been felt here. Okay, so that was a cool little thought that we see 132 in the 500 to 750 range, which is kind of a cool
And
thing.
like we said, this is all of SOMO.
Yep.
So let's look closer to our Christian and Greene County.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
Let's do that. Did it go?
there it is.
There it goes.
This is Christian and Greene County. 0 to 100,000.
17.
17 houses. And Tim and I were looking at some of the pictures yesterday. There's like 4 or 5 of them. No, never mind. That's a different price range, sorry. But
Oh.
some of these were like, this is a little scary.
It was not scary. Those were bulldozer ready.
Yeah,
All right.
the values. 100 to 200,000, 46, but you can see all the different numbers. So
And you-
again, the reason we put this together is so when you're communicating with your people, we know we're short on listings. Let them know if they're gonna fit in this category, there's only 60 in Greene and Christian County. You have a great shot of selling before interest rates go up.
Now, and remember, this is interesting too. As you go down, the average days on market goes up, right? You get to this range of these 1 million plus, these 25 homes have been on for 3, 6, 8 months at a time. Or even like Jim said, I love the listings that have birthdays, right? Some of them are unrealistic. Some of them are just sitting. But the average days on market is so short up here. The fluctuation that's happening in here is like day by minute, hour by hour. Everything down here can be within a week or month, right? That's an interesting thing too.
Okay, so before we jump to the last things, what questions do you have on that?
Yeah.
Anything you see here that stands out, ahas, anybody online?
You're welcome to jump on.
Yes, sir.
So how do you add inventory?
That is a really good question. That is a really good question. Well, we've talked about it several times. I would, and we can have it out of mastermind a little bit about that too, but letting your sellers know that this is the greatest time in the history of all of Southern Missouri to sell their house. This is the greatest market right now. Rates have not climbed up as fast as we are watching them potentially to do.
Yeah.
So buyers have the capital to buy, the ease of buying, and if they want to get on the market, there's almost no competition. So they will literally reap the top of what the market will bear if they're on the market. No question.
And what I'm guessing is we have the same market that the rest of the country
That's
does. I'm guessing we come back from family reunion with strategies on how to get people who are afraid to list because they say, I can't find a house to buy.
Well, I was talking with my coach yesterday. Actually on Monday, excuse me. It was Monday, yesterday.
Yeah.
So yesterday, and he was talking about how a lot of the, because of the pandemic, because of how virtual everything is, because of how starving people have been with community and things like that, that door knocking has been one of the most valuable get back into the market things as possible.
Really?
That door knocking face to face and actually tangibly talking to someone face to face has become much more potent than the typical like follow-up plans and digital marketing. So that was one thing he talked to me about. That was big. Yes, Jim.
Will inflation affect house prices?
I know so. There's never been a question about that. But as far as
Will they slow down? Because we've been on an arc, obviously, and we know how arcs go.
Yeah.
So when do they slow down? Do they wait till we get to 10% inflation or?
Did you have a comment on that?
Just to comment on the
Inflation?
ahas, takeaways and stuff.
Hang on that real quick.
Let's, anybody have an answer for that? Anybody think they know what that would do? I know what I will say, but anybody else have anything?
I think near future, we won't see we're not gonna see another 21, 22% increase in prices. I don't know that we see a drop yet. I think we've got a year or two. before
In
that.
higher price point areas, Jim, it does affect it because of the cost of living and access to things. But I would say that when people are deciding where to move, they move to cheaper areas, and we are a cheaper area. So I think that it's not, if anything, it's gonna affect people moving here more.
Great, more California people.
I hope not. I fled for a reason, Mike. Yes.
Like back there in the day.
I just want to say I appreciate you guys putting this together and how it was really simple and easy to see. No supervisor.
Good job, Mike. Everybody give Mike a round of applause.
The goal is for you to have this when you're having those conversations. When you're talking to people, everyone wants to talk about real estate. Now you have some numbers to say, here's what's going on. And it's about relationships. It's about staying in touch with people and
yes.
Yeah.
One more comment.
Okay, I want to, from somebody that's a streetwalker, I want to give you a couple things. When you're doing the door knocking, you've got to watch two things. One, the crazy people that open the door anymore is not always what you're expecting. But the other is that there are neighborhoods that are posted that you can't go into and door knock at all. So you got to keep that things in mind.
Absolutely. No, totally agree. Yes, Jim.
And if you're a single male or female, it should be in pairs, in my opinion, just for safety.
I agree.
And then back to inflation, I mean, I think it does affect home prices.
Yes.
And I think it doesn't skid to a halt, but I think there's gonna be some adjustments. I went and bought 2 batteries for smoke detectors yesterday and they were $13.49. And so, I mean, if that gives you an idea, they were probably $3.49 last year. And I think it's gonna affect everybody. It says right now inflation is affecting the average household, $250 a month. Well, that's a lot of money, you know, in most households. So-
Yeah,
So if it
I
goes to
agree.
500 a month,
Well, and Mike and I have talked about it several times in certain team meetings that the local normal buyer that was able to buy at the 160 and less range in the last, before 2019, right? That buyer has a much more difficult time affording where we're headed. And the people that are influxing from wherever they are have a much easier time, and the dollars just don't even seem to bother them as much, right? And yes, they want to have their dollars go as far as possible, but the inflation is not nearly as much of an issue when they're decreasing their overall quality of life spend by a huge factor.
So how many of you saw the Super Bowl halftime show? Most everybody?
Yeah.
And you saw the rapper hanging upside down? He had to change his name to 53.5 cents. He had to adjust 7% for inflation.
Oh my God.
That's part of the meeting, right?
We couldn't get through one team meeting without it, you guys. So never stop learning because life never stops teaching. And that was a great quote to add in there. We do have Tech Tuesday right after this, Dan.
And then
Appreciate it.
Ignite Elements at noonish.
Yes. Thank you all
Thank you
for
for being
attending.
here.
Come talk to us about numbers. Thank you. Appreciate you online.
Let's talk about short sales. I just have a couple questions.
During before school.
Sir.
Do you have time?